get this show started!
In today's video, Sean Strickland vs. Cannonier in the works for UFC event on October 15th. UFC judge responds to Joe Rogan's criticism. Dominick Cruz continues to mock Daniel Cormier. Jiri Prochazka responds to Jan Blachowicz's fiery callout. And Cormier gives his honest opinion on Tony Ferguson joining Jackson Wink. A high-profile middleweight matchup between Cannonier and Sean Strickland is in the works for the main event of the UFC October 15th show. Both men recently suffered losses at UFC 276, with Cannonier losing a lopsided decision to Israel Adesanya, and Strickland suffering a first-round knockout loss to the division's next title challenger, Alex Pereira. Prior to that setback, Cannonier won 5 of his previous 6 UFC bouts, a run highlighted by KO TKO wins over Derek Brunson, Anderson Silva, and Jack Hermanson. Strickland likewise won 6 consecutive bouts prior to his loss to Pereira, notching wins over the likes of Hermanson, Uriah Hall, and Brendan Allen. What do you guys think of this matchup? Who do you think wins, Cannonier or Strickland? Let us know in the comments below. Seth Fuller has clapped back at Joe Rogan and the other UFC commentators following their critique of his scorecard at UFC 277. Fuller was judging the heavyweight fight between Hamdi Abdelwahab vs. Dontale Mayes and scored the fight and the third round for Mayes, which was a big surprise. In the third round, Abdelwahab had 3 minutes and 51 seconds of control time and was 2 for 2 on takedowns while also outstriking Mayes 18-12. But Fuller gave the round to Mayes, which Rogan was very critical of and said on the broadcast, "That guy needs a talking to. We need to check to see what he's been on." Now, 2 weeks later, Fuller took to his YouTube channel to respond to Rogan's criticisms, saying, "Joe Rogan, you're still my hero, but I have to face that, and everybody I know has to face that, and this is the important part, the commission has to hear that." Now the commission goes, "Hey, this is why we shouldn't have put this guy on the main UFC," and that's to me a bunch of BS, because if I'm doing it wrong, then cite me for doing it wrong. But if you're pretending that I'm not experienced, or I was careless, or I didn't think and do my absolute best, and I don't care about these fighters and care that the result is the correct result, according to the rules that they agreed to, you're just plain wrong. 2 other judges obviously disagree, and I have no problem with that. I just wanted to show you, I'm not an idiot, I'm not bad at scoring, I don't not know what I'm looking at. Do know what I'm looking at, and in fact, I would say I know the rules that I just said to you better than the announcers, because the announcers just went through the course that I went through 12 years ago, and their scores were all over the place. UFC color commentators Daniel Cormier and Dominick Cruz had a brief shallow spat during UFC 269's fight week last December. It all stemmed from Cruz's criticisms of Cormier's work. Cormier immediately confronted Cruz after the comments were made, and the two seemed to have cleared the air, but the Dominator apparently still doesn't think DC does research for fight commentary. Check out what Cruz said about DC during UFC San Diego's pre-fight scrum on Wednesday.
Do you know if DC has finally been watching more film?
Doubt it. Doubtful. But again, learn to let go of control. DC's going to do DC. He's good at... I call him the golden fluffer. He's like, whatever you want to hear, he will say it, and he will make you love him. So that's his gift. Gift of gab.
Cormier has since responded, saying Cruz's direct quotes were twisted by the media. "I just wish everyone would just stop twisting Dominick's words, man. It's frustrating. We're friends. I know you heard him tell me he loves me yesterday at the end of our interview. No one could fake that." Jan Blachowicz is fed up with waiting, and he's voicing his disdain about the current situation at light heavyweight, where Jiri Prochazka has been campaigning for a rematch against Glover Teixeira. Wednesday, the man with legendary Polish power took to Twitter and sent the following message to Jiri Prochazka. "This is not about promises made. This is a chance for the biggest European fight in the history of the sport. This is it. We're both men of action. We both have something to prove to the world. Now the opportunity arises and we can create greatness." Jiri replied, "I never promised you our fight, Jan Blachowicz. I just said you are the challenge, what I want to cut. Second thing is, I'm still waiting for an answer from Glover Teixeira. If you're not interested, let me know. I want to fight till the end of this year, no matter who." Glover Teixeira joined the conversation and responded to Jiri's comments by writing, "I was already on this before you. Send me location, Khabib, at Dana White, at JG Joya, at Ed Blackhouse, at UFC." Now it seems that the Teixeira-Prochazka rematch is agreed on for UFC 282, as Jiri tweeted this in response to Teixeira. UFC 282, December 10th, Las Vegas. Ferguson announced following his last loss that he was looking to find a new team. Earlier this month, El Cucuy was seen training at Jackson Wink MMA Academy in New Mexico. The gym has been the home to many former champions, including Holly Holm, John Jones, and Carlos Condit. Daniel Cormier gave his honest opinion on Ferguson changing gyms during a recent episode of the DC and RC show. DC believes that it's too late for Tony to have much success in the UFC, and no camp change is going to change that. Here's the clip.
Tony Ferguson has decided to head to New Mexico and train at the acclaimed Jackson Wink MMA Academy. So DC, tap in or tap out Ferguson continuing to make changes to his camp this late in his career.
Man, it's a bit of a tough one, right? Because I tap in on him chasing down that past greatness. I just don't know if there's any more of that, Ryan. I just believe that we all have a time. Like, we all have a time. And I believe that the time's gone. I don't believe that much is going to change for Tony Ferguson with the camp change. I just believe that his time has passed, and no camp change is going to change that.
Here are the top 3 memes we found on the internet. Third place was found on Instagram and was posted by a user named Muay Thai Meme. Second place was found on Twitter and was posted by a user named Connor Burks. And our top pick was also found on Twitter and was posted by a user named The Corner Side. Every day, we search the internet for the funniest MMA memes and post them to our fan page on Facebook called MMA-memes.com. If you want your meme to be included in our next video, just send it to us in private message on Facebook. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel to keep up with the latest MMA news.